Welcome to Warrior Class.
where the teachers whip ass.
And you will too if you pass.
All right.
All right, y'all. Now this is the Stop Doing Dumb Shit episode.
Stop it.
So hopefully we all after today stop doing dumb shit. Um, this is going to be actually, dealing with common things we do in our self-defense that is really dumb shit. Okay, that can get ourselves or other people hurt. Common misconceptions that we have, and we're about to bust that up in a minute. But first, we're gonna get to some news.
Yes.
So, anybody got some news for us?
Yes, I have some news. I got a few things. So one, I don't know if people are paying attention to the fact that there has been flooding in California and what that means to everybody. But and the reason I'm bringing this up is because there was like cyclones unheard of going through California, through only hit basically the farmland, flooded the farmland in California. A lot of people don't know that it's farmland in California, but most of our produce comes from California. And so just so you realize what's being destroyed, 99% of all our walnuts, all our almond, 99% of all our almond produce, 98% of all pistachios, so basically all our nuts come from there. 95% of all our broccoli produce, 92% of all our strawberries, 91% of all our grapes, 90% of all our tomatoes, and 74% of all our lettuce. Wow. Now, it's way more than that. I'm just giving you the top things that are produced that have been destroyed in California. And we know about food, plants, and all of these things also being destroyed. And we haven't felt the ripple effect, and people forget about it. Just realize we're in a big pond. So yeah, you haven't felt the ripple effect. That don't mean the wave ain't coming. So things to think about. Certain things like cotton fields have been destroyed. Well, what does that mean? That means bandages are going to double in price in the next couple of months. That means something for us. So for your gear, for things like that, bandanas that can be used for different things, tourniquets and things of that nature, dressing wounds and stuff, and not just regular wear. Those are going to skyrocket. I'm going to try to put a list out on certain things besides produce that are set to skyrocket that should be in your supplies and your to-go bags. So I'm trying to put that together now. I had a list and I don't know what happened to it. It's like it disappeared out of my phone miraculously, but I'm going to provide that. So the other thing that I just want to make note of, I've been seeing a lot of, peace everybody. I see y'all up in the chat.
Hey, peace, 40J Blaze, Eugene Mason, I Manifesto.
Right now.
And Black Power Media, I think, is that Kalanji?
Yeah, they could be Kalani, they could be Jared.
You don't know. That's the fun part of it.
They could be Kamal. I'd be shocked if it was Kamal. They could be I'd be shocked then too. It could be, a bunch of folks.
Don't tell us who it is. We like to be surprised.
I'm choosing Kamal. Peace, Kamal.
We're going to make it Kamal, right? Whoever this is, Kamal. But
if Kamal walk up in there, I'm going to be worried about something.
Another thing that I just wanted to, as we all should be paying attention to, is our children on social media. And the reason why I say that is because I've seen some increased cases of children being abducted or molested through social media. They're using the social media. I have this one article I'm looking for now where it's this 19-year-old kid. Well, he's a man, but this was Friday. Detectives This was in where we at? In DC. Got Metropolitan Police Department Youth and Family Service Division announced the arrest of 19-year-old Louis Corvetto of Northwest. Police reported details acts with minors. He picked up one 12-year-old girl he met in her home in Maryland, took her to his place in Columbia, and forcibly raped the child once inside. And that's two separate two 12-year-olds that he met on Instagram. So you just want to really, we just want to make sure, man, we are paying attention to what our children are doing. I always, every now and then I post, what was you doing? I know the stuff I was doing and seeing when I was 15 and 16 and 17. Don't forget the stuff you were around and aware of at that age. Sometimes we just tend to look at our children like, I don't know, our parents looked at us maybe. Like we just, some of us, like we're not going to do certain things, you know what I'm saying? So just be aware of what's going on out there.
Yeah, their exposure to so much online, so many things online, it's like a whole nother world, a whole dimension that they can be exposed to that you really don't know anything about, and right. Especially if they're not telling you.
If you're not monitoring, and to be honest with you, if you really can't monitor but so much you can do, like you're gonna have to instill certain things in your child, because if if they're online and you're not watching or whatever, you're not there. And I'm not telling you to watch your child while they're online, but there's so many chat rooms and things where they're going to be able to they're going to be exposed to things. So the best thing you could do is just, parent actively, you know what I'm saying? As far as that. So, the other thing I put out, I don't know if Bob was saying before we get into it, as I share the broadcast and ask you all to share as well in your personal chats and things of that nature. I am the instructor who feels, and I haven't asked the other instructors, I don't know if they've seen it yet, Creed was ass.
What?
I thought Creed was garbage. I thought it was garbage.
Baba, it is Kamal.
That's not Kamal. That was me.
That's Kamal in my heart. That's Kamal. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you were saying you don't know if we've seen Creed?
Have you seen Creed, Bo?
No, but I refuse to believe that is garbage. I refuse it.
Have you seen Dominique?
Yes, I have seen Creed, and
I've seen the first Creed. Yeah, the second Creed.
No, I've seen Creed 3. He's talking about the Creed 3 in particular.
So
I did not. I was not of the same opinion.
I could go from,
but I think it's for different reasons.
So I'm just gonna say I don't want to spoil it for Bobby. So I'm gonna talk abroad about it. It was trash to me on all three levels of watching. So for me watching as a Rocky fan, it was garbage. For me watching as a movie critic, it was garbage. For me watching as a boxing fan, it was garbage. So
B-Lay been drinking, y'all. B-Lay been drinking.
Garbage. So I'm gonna say real shortly why I think it was garbage. This is why I think it was garbage. I'm not a gigantic, like, super Rocky fan, but I like the Rocky, and Rocky 3, I love Rocky 3. We talk about that all the time. But I grew up on Rocky, and you can say a lot of things about Rocky or Sylvester Stallone. One thing you can't say is that he can't tell a story. He can write a good story. You know what I'm saying? And pull at some heartstrings. So the things that make Rocky, great to people are a few things. The adversity is the number one, of course. The triumph over adversity. The depiction of that, how that looks. The montage. Rocky is famous.
Right, exactly.
Famous for the montage. That's their bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? And quotables. People don't think about that. Rocky has quotables. You can't win. People put that in music. You see them, you know how strong he is. Like, that's quotable. If he dies, he dies. You're Adrian. Look, even the most
My
Rocky,
prediction: violence.
even the most the least watch Rocky 5.
And it's pain. My prediction: violence is from my movie, A Single
Woo!
Link.
Lord have mercy.
And
Chill.
Clubber Lang. I heard that Jonathan Major's character is that Clubber Lang's son.
Oh no. I don't think so.
Oh, people just saying that because they were like, it's Clubber Lang's son. I said, oh snap, I got to see this.
I mean, they didn't bring it out.
Yeah, his last name wasn't Lang or nothing. They didn't say nothing about that.
That would have been a great idea.
It would have been great, but they ain't great. They're not great. That's why the movie ain't great. So I'm just like,
wow.
It's and like I said, Rocky is built off of quotables. Even Rocky 5 was the least watched. He said quotables. The stuff he talked about, I put on my voice message about how hard life hit. You got to hit back harder. I think you got some feedback coming out your beautiful song. But anyway, like he had nothing. The story was rushed. It was from here to there, A to Z in 2 seconds. The montage was basic, regular montage. Nobody remembers the montage. I mean, it wasn't anything great about it. The adversity didn't happen.
It's probably because Ryan Coogler didn't direct this one. It was directed by Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, we see that. We could tell.
Not a director.
And we could see why Sylvester Stallone was like, I'm out. Not this one. If it wasn't for the little girl and Jonathan B. effing Majors. Look, listen, they couldn't even put them side by side, Baba. They could never put Michael B. Jordan and dude side by side like a couple seconds. You got to get them away from each other. Because when they did the side by side, like at the end, when the side by side, this motherfucker acting his face all squished up while he talking and shit. And Michael B. Jordan just, yeah. The big stupid mustache, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm not gonna call you a hater. I'm not gonna call you a hater.
Whatever. Acting trash.
That's not what this is, okay?
I'm a hater of
you are like sliding down the hater slope.
If I'm a hater of Creed, then I must be a lover of Jonathan of Jonathan's work and the Rocky work because I love those.
I'm just kidding.
And I love the Creed. I didn't love, but I like the first Creed. But he's about money now. This is about money making the.
I remember the montage.
So anyway, that's it. What was the best thing you liked about the montage?
The very end of the montage when Jonathan Majors climbing up those 2 ropes and he screams.
A woman might go remember the montage.
She remembered Jonathan B. Majors climbing the rope and screaming.
Why do you call him Jonathan B. Majors?
Not the star. Not the star. Not the star Adonis Creed doing anything. She remembered.
Yeah, I remember the part. I don't want to start with the spoilers. I remember the montage.
You remember his mustache from the montage.
I definitely remember both of their mustaches.
So anyway, I'm sorry. It's a black show, whatever.
I would not say don't see it.
Is it? It's a Hollywood show.
Exactly.
With black people in it.
And we ain't gonna talk about the fighting, the actual boxing. Jesus,
fighting was incredible, wasn't it?
Baba, never before has it been Rocky fights like this one, boy. That's all I'm gonna say, boy.
Man, I can't wait.
They were swinging for the fences. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Every punch. It wasn't no jabs.
Yeah, there was some telegraphing of the punches. I will definitely. I can admit that.
What? Anyway, so look. See it your own.
I said Baba with the reconciliation of all the OPEC and Muslim governments.
Oh yeah, we talked about that too last week.
Even the recent violence in Palestine and Gaza. I said Palestine and Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
See a unified fatwa by them towards Israel. No. It's funny.
That's a good question.
It could be a possibility, but usually when people are abused by an oppressor, the power of that oppressor is the people don't unify against that oppressor. And this is why they continue to oppress for hundreds, sometimes thousands of years. because unification is the key, right? But it's also what we fail to do most often under the boot heel of an enemy, right? We don't, and that's what we have to do. A lot of times, you know, one of my beefs, and then we can go into the thing is, and they've heard me talk about this during because of the phase that we're training in right now. You and a group of comrades, friends, whatever they may be, you'll go out together. And as soon as you hit the venue that you're at, you separate yourselves. Well, why did you go together in the first place? Were you really together? Did you understand what togetherness is when you're going into a public venue, but you represent something, right? So everybody would go in separate. One over here, one over here, one over there. I'm right here. That one there. That one there. They're doing their own thing. And I'm watching. I'm trying to watch where everybody's at. But I only have two eyes, right? If anything was to jump off. In fact, we went to a venue one time, and my wife had a table, and so did my student, Amosun. We get there, a dude that's taking Amosun's table, taking it, put his stuff on it. And so we went in, about 6 of us walked in, but Amosun was dealing with the dude. It's just me and Amosun. Luckily, the dude knows me, and so the intimidation factor was higher. So it was easy to just get his table back, you know, and Amosun was ready to go. Really, he was really pissed off. The dude knew it was his. Our name were on the thing. He just threw his name on the floor, took his table, and used it. So Amosun was, you know, coming at him.
The Vin game get grimy in Atlanta.
and I'm looking, I'm like, this dude could have other people with him because he's known, right? But where are people at? One talking with somebody over here, one parlaying over here with somebody, one over there at the food thing getting him a vegan sandwich. I mean, it's like, damn, we in trouble.
That was me. Sorry.
It wasn't
no, for real.
It's like man, you know, let's at least when we go in, stick together for a while. People feel our presence, then we can move out. But you know, so most people don't know how to move even. So talking about being unified as a organization, it's not likely. But you know, we always hope. You know, my students say, you know, so we're gonna unify. My wife, we're gonna, you know, this gonna make black folks unify right here the way they doing us. It never does. Closest we got was George Floyd, and that got just dismantled easy.
It's because our values are already predictated. So it's like we might ride, you know, there might be a swelling of emotion at a certain point, but it's easy to distract us.
Right, exactly, and that's it. Right, exactly. Like Kalonji said, just the sidetracking of the slave. Right, folks were up in arms about what George Floyd's murder. Then the next, all around the world, next thing you know, you're seeing celebrities get in. I said, we're in trouble now. Other things happen too, but when celebrities get in, Keke Palmer's ass gets up there talking to the police. Will you love us? Will you love us? Can you march with us? And she arm in arm with the police. First of all, why is this actress leading anything? America's the only place. Now, that wasn't talking about America there, but America is the only place that puts these stars up on such a pedestal that they can lead politically.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether it's bipartisan politics or whatever your politics may be, you're willing to follow a goddamn celebrity.
You know, even in
they acted in the movie. Now you follow Michael B. Jordan, and next thing you know, he in the movie that's trash. Do you still follow him?
You say next thing you know what?
He in a movie that's trash. according to you, right? Do you still follow Michael B. Jordan because his movie trash? Was his good movies did it make him qualified to lead you in the first place?
Right. And in the 60s, I think we got it confused because people in my generation saw entertainers being active in the 60s, but we don't realize they weren't leading the movements.
Right.
They were
They just had
involved.
money.
And that's how it should be. They should be funding.
Marlon Brando, he would give money and wanted to give weapons.
Yeah.
To the Black Panthers. You had stars knew their role and their place.
We don't know our place. That's why celebrities don't know their place. I always say that to folks. Like, we the ones that don't know our place. Ain't nothing wrong with this. Ain't nothing wrong with. Don't let me get started with that. I'll get on my.
Now, James said the games can't be controlled, but the Panthers were sabotaged. Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great point.
What was that?
Absolutely.
The games can't be controlled, but the Panthers were sabotaged. Exactly. Any of us can get it. A student of mine told me, y'all know who it is, little fella. Y'all know who little fella is. Little fella came in. He watched last week because I told him.
Right.
Little fella said to me one time, he came over to the house. We were talking about propaganda. He said he can't be affected by propaganda. It can't get him.
Eating Cheetos, going to McDonald's, drinking.
Right.
I just broke down the clothes he had. I said, let's watch this video. So we watched this video on propaganda. He was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't know it was this deep. I said, yeah, because propaganda is affecting you every day.
Right, from birth.
Every minute of the day. So all of us can be controlled. We dealt with an episode on control, mental control. You have to recognize that, and then there are ways to fight that. But once again, if me, you, if y'all, me, we fight it, that's three people. We may be unified, but our people have to be unified.
Yeah, bomb.
To be strong against an oppressor that's been oppressing us for 500 years.
Man, I think we need some, and I hate all these talks and stuff. I'm not one of those people that like to have a lot of talks, but I don't think we know how to be unified. And what I mean by that is, I don't think enough of us know how to be in a group. And if you're not 100% in every decision that the group is making, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I don't mean stand with something you're opposed to, but just political, the religious, and all those different aspects, how we let that kind of stuff divide us, from true politics. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it amazes me. I don't think we know how to move as a unit.
We don't. And that's why training to move as a unit has to take place.
Yeah, well, definitely.
And I just want to thank you, Robert. I want to thank you for that training.
I was thinking about, excuse me, Bob. I was thinking about what you were saying about separating when we get places. And one thing I thought was that women don't do that. Women tend to stick together when they go places, but that is out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much that we really have strategized that, or really thought about, we're going to stick together. We're going to do this and that. We understand that we need to stick together, but I think our people, I guess, we don't necessarily see the way that women do, the way that we're affected by things in society, and understand just intuitively that we have to stay together to be safe.
It's the opposite. It's just like Akinbobola was saying in class. But the reason is y'all don't have the same type of ego that we have. Our ego comes in when it comes to that type of stuff, survival, protection. That's why before you train, if you think you can whip somebody's ass, they talking shit to you. Like Akinbobola said, might have my hands behind my back talking to a motherfucker. What you talking about? What? I might have been all like that.
Through all that training
to get knocked out. But now, because of the possibility, now I understand I wouldn't take anybody lightly. So it's the training to know we have to stick together, because without that, your ego, I'm gonna walk around by myself because I ain't worried about a motherfucker touching me. You know what I'm saying? All that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, peace to Big Teal. That's what's up, sis.
Peace. Everybody in the chat. Let the people in. Somebody said the gangs are part of the system and are sometimes used by the establishment to suppress revolutionary actions. I will say several gang leaders
Yes.
be part of the system, but a lot of the foot soldiers. I'm from Chicago, so it's a gang. It's a gang city, if you will, right? People I grew up with, they didn't give a damn about the system. And the system didn't have nothing to do with them, wanted them dead, really. And even with me, I wasn't in the gang, but a lot of my family members were. And so I wasn't in a gang like that per se, but everybody took me in as such. These brothers didn't have an intention to work for the government or to oppress their people. They were oppressing their people. They were helping, but that wasn't their intention. They were ignorant.
Right.
Now, some of these gang leaders, I would say some of them, yeah. In fact, there's one. I won't name him. I was about to name him. I won't, because I don't know where he at right now. But he's he's a federal agent.
Oh.
He became a gang leader. He was a federal agent, and he systematically split up the vice lords. At first, it was just the vice lords, and it was really conservative vice lords, and it was mafia insane vice lords. Next thing, you got traveling vice lords, renegade vice lords. He began to separate them, but even when it was mafia insane and conservative vice lords, they still would work together as vice lords. But after a while, this person came in and started getting them to work against each other. A friend of mine was a vice lord, went to another vice lord neighborhood thinking he was cool. They stole his shoes in the winter in Chicago. He ended up having to go to the hospital because his feet were so frostbitten. It's lucky they were able to save him. He was shocked. His hurt was, man, vice lords did this to me. It was a new era when this dude came in. He changed things. He changed things. So the gangs, they understood unification at first, but not fully because they were young. Somebody just came in and broke that shit apart. Easy. So, I think it's more the gangs are ignorant and they do cause issues with our people, but that's not their intent.
Right. And I firmly believe that the gangs can be used for revolution, definitely.
Because for sure. I talked to Kalandi. I was out of town once. I talked to Kalandi. I said, man, set up something when I get back so I can talk to the gangs. I had a plan because we were getting ready to form USPI, right? And I think just getting wrapped up in forming USPI's core, we didn't get out there like we should have, and then COVID hit us, and that ended all of that, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, there's a place for those brothers because they need guidance, and there are things guiding them, but they're not guiding them in the right direction.
And one thing is for sure too, I just want to say real quick about in LA, they have been truce since the 90s, and every time the police are the people who end up messing that up. It's been documented, they go to great lengths anytime gangs unite because it stops money.
I mean, the person said Crips take out Crips big time in LA. Yeah, it wasn't like that always, though.
Right, exactly.
And that is the manipulation of the government. This brother, in fact, who became head of a branch of the Vice Lords. I don't know if he still is, but before I left Chicago, he had become a sheriff. I'm talking about the sheriff of a town. He was the elected sheriff of a town.
Wow.
Yeah.
The sheriff symbol ain't that far from his anyway, so.
Yeah. So, hey, just someone said, Baba, is that why they won't release Larry Hoover because he would unify the gangs?
Listen,
I don't think so. But I'll say, they won't release Jeff Fort because he might unify the gangs. Jeff Fort went to prison. The way they got them. Well, I won't do it. I'll deal with that. That's a whole nother episode. That's a whole nother episode. But one episode we'll deal with gang culture in the world.
Oh boy, we might have to bring some gang folk up in here.
Oh, I can, yeah.
I can
definitely do that. We'll probably do something where we just do them audio or they don't see their faces.
Good point. Yeah,
we can definitely do that. So yes, let's make that for an episode.
Because people really need to understand it too, and there's a lot of questions about that.
For this is April. Let's try to do that as in June as we're getting towards our 2-year mark. Let's try to do that. All right, so we're gonna get into it about stop doing dumb shit.
It's a lot harder for some people than others, but we want everybody to give this your hand.
So, Nikki, you want to take us there?
Yes, with myth number 1. A smaller, weaker person cannot defend themselves against a larger, stronger opponent. In most indigenous West African martial arts, the majority of techniques were developed by women. Thus, we always train to overcome a larger, stronger opponent. How? Through the use of physics, specifically the use of leverage to off balance and control, timing, which combats speed, distancing, being too far away to be touched or very close to neutralize any hard striking, and positioning, to touch them while they can't touch you.
Yeah, so combat speed is your speed in relation to your opponents, your attacker, or whatever, right? That's timing. So if a person is about raise their elbow, you hit them first. That's good timing. Right. So a woman can't wait for a person to punch and then try to block it because that punch may knock her off balance or whatever. So that's where that mindset comes from. You talk about positioning. Some people call it generalship, or in boxing they say ring generalship. It's commanding the way the fight goes based on movement. If person punches at me, I move off the side. That's good positioning. Punch goes past me, I hit them in the face. I stay on that side, so they can't hit me unless they turn. Every time they try to turn, I can move, so I stay on their side, right? So I'm hitting them, they can't hit me. That's position.
You know what, too, Bob, real quick? I think it's TV that made it to where we don't think women can defend themselves against men. And the reason I say that is because the women that are doing self-defense or martial arts in movies is not realistic most of the time. The stuff that they're doing to defend themselves, and even though it's working in the movies, you subconsciously you think that shit ain't gonna work against no man because it wouldn't.
They're doing what men would do in the movies. The choreographers they don't understand really the difference between they think a woman, they really think a woman can't defend herself. They don't have a clue how she should.
Right.
And so they're doing the same techniques a man would do against a man,
either that ideology or they saying a woman can do everything a man can do and not taking in account that we different and have to do, you know what I
Right, and
mean?
then you have to
A
change
woman,
things.
a woman can do everything a man can do. Will it have the same effect? Absolutely not.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely not. There's no way Ominiki can do, if she throws a flying knee just to somebody's midsection. I can do a flying knee to somebody's midsection and fold them over. If she does, no. She'd have to do the flying knee to their liver.
Right.
For it to have that effect to fold them over like that. But just
Yeah.
hit them in their abs, no. But I got enough weight, I'll drive right through and fold them over. But even for me, so the way, because we learn from women, 70% of our martial arts is from women, right? I would go for the liver too. Now you take my strength and size plus hitting the liver like she would. Now I just crush their liver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right? And so that's the difference. So with women say, okay, I have to use exceptional skill,
Yes.
not my strength and things, right? So against a man is, so leveraging, that's off balancing, leveraging against the knees, leveraging against the elbows, the larger joints, throwing them off balance, things like that, throwing them to the ground. That's all what we call female techniques. We have male and female techniques. Most of ours are female techniques.
Okay. Yeah, Bo. I remember watching the second Coming to America movie, which some people regard, like Belay regards Creed 3. But there was a fight scene toward the end, and his children were very trained, if anyone has seen the movie, but they all trained in martial arts and they were very skillful. So he had, I think it was 2 small children. It's been a while since I've seen it, but they had a big fight scene at the end, and I really respected the fact that they didn't try to have these children fighting these men, even though they were great and really skilled at martial arts, but they still thought they had them hitting objects toward them. They had them using glass and different things like that to neutralize the men who were coming toward them, not just straight up fight them like they, could deal with men that way. So I thought that was a really smart way of handling that. And, that's what, like you said, now with martial arts, and not just martial arts type movies, and any type of movie where there's fighting, they just have women straight up with men trading blows. Like, that's a realistic thing, and we know it's not.
I mean, I'm waiting to see a woman.
If they did a boxing movie like that, it would be a comedy because it'd be so ridiculous. But when you show a martial art movie, you do basically the same thing.
Good point. Right. Good point. If it was boxing, it would look a lot different. Yeah. But then again, people so gullible be like, man, her jab is just, her hook is so strong. Mm-hmm. Like you see Clarissa Shields throw her punch, you might believe, man, she knock out, you know what I'm saying, Michael John White with that thing. Which she could if she hit him the right way.
She might knock out Michael John White. But you put her in the ring with somebody of a comparable size, a man of a comparable size, Mayweather, she'd have a problem. You put her in the ring with Mayweather, she's not gonna knock him out like that.
No. You put her in there with a dude Mayweather size with no technique, she gonna knock him out. She gonna knock him the fuck out.
She gonna knock his ass out.
She gonna knock him the F out. And she ain't a knockout artist, so we not saying that's what we saying. Right. So anyway, all right. Myth number 2, excuse us for a second, but kick them to the groin. Oversimplified self-defense. Man, we hate that. One size fits all techniques they just don't make any sense. It's just ridiculous. Anytime that jest, Bob, I always hate that when you talk about just doing something. My kick to Joe's groin might make him collapse and cry, like we just said. Amaniki's kick to Joe's groin just might make him mad. If Baba kick him to Joe's groin, right, he might just say, thank you, can I have another? Everybody can't do the same thing. Not saying that's how it's gonna really go, but you get what we said.
So myth number 3. Now this one, all I need is the killing techniques.
I remember.
Don't teach me all that foundation stuff. All I need is the killing techniques. Really.
Debunk, baby, debunk. That's what I thought. I had precious information when the internet first was available, and I got that.
Man, so the mindset to kill is something that can be developed, right? But we dealt with that before.
Yeah,
but most people aren't walking into a martial arts school with that mindset.
Right.
In fact, most martial arts school owners don't have that mindset.
That's the real. They're not even thinking about outside like that.
Man, I did a workshop, me and 2 other brothers. This one brother, well, I did this thing. I used to do this workshop called Separating the Men from the Boys, the Women from the Girls. In it, and I was talking about martial art instructors. And I would use it to expose martial art instructors if they really knew what they were doing. I didn't say that, but that's what I was doing. So people would write on the card their self-defense, what they were concerned with. It wasn't no choreograph, because if you go to martial art workshops, most of them are choreographed, if you don't know. That instructor works on shit he good at. He looks good.
Right.
I said, write what you're concerned about, and we're gonna deal with them. You know, we'll teach on it, then everybody works on what we're teaching. And we had a bunch of people, like 300 people in there. First one we go with this 10-year-old boy. What you do if a person puts a stick to your neck.
Mm-hmm.
So a brother who does Sanuka's jiu-jitsu, he dealt with his. Well, I dealt with mine first. Stopping it before it gets to your neck and dealing, right? Throwing the person, then you using the tool against them, right? And then the brother from Sanukas said, well, some people just fast, they may catch you. So we're going to deal with once it's on your neck. He deals with it. Boom. You know, kneel down, throws the person, takes them out, right? Great. Third person does Taekwondo. This is not attack on Taekwondo, but this is attack. Well, it's telling the truth about technique. Taekwondo is not something that is strong in self-defense technique. It's not. It's straight up striking art. But when you're caught in a grappling situation, now what are you going to do? Stick around his neck. He does something, he makes up. Like you can tell he's making it up. He's thinking through it while he's doing it. He comes out. He says, see, I'm out. The person still has a stick in their hand. And they know. They go, boop. The person who he was working with, go, boop, upside his head, right? Everybody laugh. He said, let's do it again. Uh-oh. Does it again. Person still has a stick. Boop. People start yelling, you goddamn agent. You're trying to get us killed. I had to calm people down. And I was like, this brother's not an agent. He's just ignorant. You know, he didn't even look at me like, you called me ignorant? Because I was saving his life. People were ready to kill him. Sister's the one set it off. You trying to kill us? We got the babies here. You got women. You trying to kill us? And brothers, you know, getting up. And I said, ho. Because the people we were teaching were about it. Most of them people there. I said, you know, he's not an agent. He's just ignorant. And they said, be a martial art master. Yes, but he don't know what he's doing for self-defense. Ask him to throw a kick. You'll see he's great at it. Like that. After that, he started training with me. He was crying because he said, man, the people hate me. I said, yeah, because you don't have the capacity to teach self-defense techniques. Let's go to the next one. He didn't know the next technique either. How to get out of the next situation. The next situation. Okay? So these things come up. you know, and people would have, he had carried himself like he was a killer. He wasn't a killer. You can't get yourself out of a situation, somebody trying to kill you. So how you going to return the favor to him? You can't get out. You get out and say, okay, you got the stick. Now, and he said, you know, I've gotten out the danger, so there's no need to hurt him no further. What? People were done with him, you know. And really he was done as an instructor in Chicago.
You don't have to walk around like you're a killer, man, if that's not what's on. Like, just
first of all, if you're a killer, how you walk around? You know what I mean?
You can just tell the people who walk around like they want you to think that they're a killer. That's what you can tell.
Right, that's what you're saying. This is what you're saying. That dude playing tiddlywinks. He ain't no killer. He wants you to think he is. Got the killer walk. Ain't no killer walk. So the mindset to kill, most martial arts school owners don't have it. And this brother had a large school, by the way. Say to most instructors, teacher, sir, ma'am, I can't fight. And they'll reply, when you're really skilled, you won't have to. I think they even put that in the Matrix. When you're really good, you won't have to. Yeah, you won't have to. Get out of here. Dodging bullets, right? But at least they were talking about he's going to have a power.
Right.
But these folks will say that, you know, when you're really skilled, you won't have to. You won't have to fight. I can say, because perception precedes action. I haven't been in many fights in my adult life because really all of them have been protecting somebody else. Nobody just stepping to me because people perceive. Now, some people see me and they just think I'm just a dude that writes and just quiet and then they get shot. But there's still part of them that says, okay, I'm not going to fuck with this dude for some reason.
Yeah.
And that's good enough for me. I don't care if you think, you know, I don't care what you think. I'm a nerd, I'm a whatever. Just as long as that part in your mind is giving you proper signals, this is not somebody to fuck with. Because I try to move in a way that they know they're going to end up in the hospital or the morgue. Okay, I try to move that way, but it ain't no killer walk in just the way I present myself. Okay, right. So that is key.
Yes, gentle killer.
So the way you move, that does prevent things, but goddamn it, you better be ready for the fight.
Right.
Don't just say to yourself, you know, I'm so skilled, I ain't gonna never get in a fight.
Or I'm so spiritual, I pray so much, or I'm so protected.
That's another one, you know. I'm you know, people won't fight me because I'm so spiritual. I didn't pray. I prayed before I left the house. Please. Yeah, that. All right, the force field. This sister put this up on one of my students and ended up getting her I think it was her knee injured or something. No, her foot got hurt. Like your force field thing extend down to your feet. Get out of here. Get that shit out of here. So anyway, so if it's true, when you're really skilled, you won't have to fight, then why in the hell are you paying that instructor $120 a month to teach you their martial arts techniques? Why? Just pay the person that want to hurt you $50 to leave you alone. That's cheaper. That's cheaper. Well, here, man. Just, what you want? $100? Here, pay them $100 because that's cheaper than that $120 you're paying this person for years to learn bullshit. So anybody that's teaching you that, when you're skilled enough, you won't have to fight. Then okay, well damn shit, I don't need to be in this class because I'm paying this guy to throw down. Okay, so you don't have to be there. And lastly, I'll say I had a brother come to me, large brother too. He said, "Man, I don't need no basics. I just need killing technique, killing." And I said, "Okay, well, first of all, you show me a killing technique, I train you for free. What's a killing technique?" hit him to the temple. I said, hit him to the temple. That's a killing technique. I said, I hit a motherfucker to the temple so hard he flipped over. He's not dead, I don't think. Because when I was leaving, he wasn't dead. He was, oh. So I said, I don't think that's a killing technique. People get hit in the temple in boxing all the time. He's been hit by Tyson up in the head, boom. That's not what knocks him out. Boom. That's what knocks him out. So now the temple can do damage.
Yep.
I just attacked Belay's temple. Where was that at? Was that in class?
Oh my goodness.
The cross face. So it can. I'll say that can kill, but he didn't know how to do that.
Right.
Punch him in the temple. I said, okay, well, first you gotta get to the temple. Punch. Do a cover. Boom. My temple's covered. So that what else you got? Hit him in the throat. Hit to the throat, it can damage you. Most people don't die from that, even though TV makes you think so.
Mm-hmm.
It will jack you up though. But usually when you see me do that, boom, I'm leading the other stuff. Because that's the part that distracts them, right? You can't breathe, right? But okay, I said, well, do it. You know, for real, yeah, do it. He don't know what he's doing. So I just move up to the side. I said, no, that's not a killing technique. He said, what you mean? That won't kill somebody? I said, it could, but you got to get to him first. But you can't get to me because you ain't learned the foundation. You ain't learned the basis of how to move. So you ain't killing nobody. Anybody can kill somebody, but if you're talking about killing with skill, you have to first know how to move with skill. Right? And so at that point, the brother, you know, his eye was like, whatever. You know, but he probably was like, I'm gonna find somebody that's gonna teach me them killing techniques. Go ahead.
Just keep watching those movies.
Exactly.
Speaking of movies, just so you know, you don't break people's neck like they do in the movies. You don't put them in a chokehold and then just do like this and they neck break.
Ever.
They neck just break.
And the rear naked choke is wrong. The hand on
Yeah,
top.
it's all like this, bro. It's like
maybe you do it wrong, you break their neck. I don't know. And then you hear. Like, really?
They're gonna have somebody get real hurt up in here. Oh, yes, I agree with you, sir. What he said right here. He said, not the death palm, not the death palm.
But take over the heart. Okay, my heart right here, palm. Point. He says, still here, I manifest. I'm still here, my brother.
Self-defense should include weapon retention. This is North America. Have gun will travel.
Okay, so we're gonna get to the gun thing in a minute.
I feel you.
I'll say this: a gun can kill you, knife can kill you. So America, the gun is real. That people call self-defense, right? Yeah, this
Wild West,
right? But in this social media age, we're talking to the world, and we'll deal with that just in a minute. But in the UK, most people are not killed by guns; they're killed by bladed weapons, edge weapons.
Right.
Edge weapons are more dangerous in the hands of a skilled person than even a gun. Trust me on that. And we worked on a 21-foot rule and everything.
You ever see me in person? I keep a cap gun and a practice knife in my bag. We
show you every time. Yes. We show you every time. So you should have a firearm if you can have it in your town or what have you. And outside of legalities, you should have a firearm. But that shouldn't be. Don't put all your eggs in one basket and just rely on that.
But I do agree with what he's trying to say. I think he's saying they should just they should teach weapons.
And they should all.
You are right.
Tools, all manner of tools.
Exactly. Right? All manners of tools.
I'm straight with that.
And
no,
sir. I manifesto, no, sir. If sometimes they snap their head sideways so fast the neck snaps.
Yeah, maybe so.
They get whiplash. They don't die. They get whiplash.
Right. Somebody told me one time, and I was with some other instructors. They said a person can look hard to the left or right and break their own neck. I said, no, sir. I said exactly what you said. I said that'll be whiplash.
Yes.
They're not breaking their neck.
I gave myself whiplash before as a kid. That actually happened. I thought
there's a rumor that Bruce Lee could snatch you and it was so strong it gives you whiplash. I say bullshit, but hey, that could be possible.
If you snatch somebody really weak bone, then yes, maybe.
Because Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris, they got them doing some amazing stuff. Of course, everybody know Chuck Norris' stuff is the joke.
Yeah, I love Chuck
Norris. But Bruce Lee, they really believe this. So like, he grabbed a dude by the shirt and first of all, when did he do that? How do you know? When did he do that? So he grabbed a person by the shirt, pull him in, and they get whiplash. Where'd you get that from? I would say people are really more creative than they give themselves credit for, and they come up with all kinds of shit for people they believe in, but not themselves.
Listen, before we just go any further, I just want to say Bruce Lee was not all that, y'all. He was just a great actor, but he was a great actor, and he was a great athlete. He was a great physical specimen. He was a great physical specimen of a person. But I also want to say that he really did hit the ping pong thing with the nunchucks, but Bobby don't believe it.
Oh my God!
All right. It's only
believe that if he really did that, you're talking about not just fast. You're talking accurate to the point of being a god.
I believe it. Now, I believe. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't believe he did that.
But Creed 3 is trash. Okay,
he couldn't fight worth for shit. But he hit that ping pong and nunchucks.
If they had in there with the nunchucks, it probably been a hit. See, I can save Hollywood, man.
Next Creed.
Speaking of myths, myth number 4: I have to be a black belt to defend myself.
Or you need to wear a black belt.
At least. What is victory in regard to self-defense? It's surviving or escaping the encounter, not whooping your opponent's ass. It might take 3 years, 7 years, or even 10 or 15 years to learn to whoop somebody's ass. After 6 months to a year of training 2 to 4 hours a week, you can confidently and competently survive or escape a violent encounter. And if you come to African martial arts,
yeah. Let's put a disclaimer.
Come to African martial arts, you're gonna walk away on that first day with something.
I'm gonna say 6. That's a disclaimer. After 6 months to a year of training, 2 to 4 hours. Yeah, in African martial, we can't say what's gonna happen in other martial arts now. You might be there 7, 8 years. Still go out there and get your ass, can't defend yourself worth a damn. So we just want to let you know that we're talking about shit. Don't think you're gonna go to talk. I ain't gonna even name nobody. Just go ahead, Dominique.
So Dominique, what you said, you come to one class, you'll leave there with something. You'll be able to defend yourself in where we at, what we worked on in that class.
Listen,
but to defend yourself competently and competently,
I'm gonna be honest.
It takes about 6 years. 6 months to a year. Yeah.
I think that's the problem with African martial arts. People get one class and be like, "Oh shit."
Yes.
Oh shit! I done heard OD say this like, "Yo, that one class I went, I was the man." Like, I felt like that too. I'm not gonna lie. The first day I remember because it was the covers and shit. I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm about to hook up some shit up." But you got to think to yourself, then if this one class got me feeling like this.
Right.
Anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're welcome. All right. As far as a black belt, less than 10% of martial arts in the world wear belts. Belts are mainly worn in Japanese and Korean martial arts, but they didn't even start wearing any belt except a white one until Dr. Jigoro Kano introduced the colored belt system to his judo classes and awarded the first black belts in the 1880s. From there, Dr. Kano's friend, Gishin Funukoshi, the founder of Shotokan Karate, adopted the system for his own students.
Like,
so belts are not that old. They're
Gichin
not ancient.
it's Jigoro Kano and Gichin Funakoshi. Some people say Gichin Funakoshi. They don't say that last I.
I see.
Gichin Funakoshi.
So
Founder of Shotokan Karate, who also attributed Japanese martial arts origins to Africa, by the way.
Yibo. So Bob, do you think what was I just looking at? Do you think they did the belts? They looked at that the what's his name, Dr. Jigoro Kano? You think he looked at how the Europeans broke down the 1 degree that the Africans gave the Europeans in masonry, and they looked at how they broke down all them degrees to make money and said, shit, we could break the system down in the belts and make money like that? Or did it just, or was
I'm not sure of that, but it's a possibility. But I do know
around the same time?
He in the 1880s, yes. I do know from doing that. So you say, well, why would he do that? They didn't do that before, and they weren't even giving black belts until him. I think it was definitely a marketing tool.
I definitely think it was marketing. It might not have been monetary.
I can break it down and say, at this level, you learn this you learn this belt, this belt, and then I charge you for each belt.
Yeah, it probably started out marketing, maybe not monetary, and then somebody saw like, well, yeah.
I think probably it was a pecking order at first.
Yeah.
And then somebody said, shit.
Somebody like me looked at it.
So like in Taekwondo, man, you paying like $100 each belt. Then to get your black belt, your first one, like $1,000, $3,000, some shit, because you got sent to some organization in Korea,
right?
That you probably never go to, and then each belt after that, you got to pay for each of the black belts.
And then it's taking you 5 to 10 times longer than somebody in Korea or in China. Which it take them 8 months to get what it took you 5 years to get. Hey, and they take the qigong out of their martial arts. I don't know if y'all understand what that is, but right. Qigong is the science of the energy flow. Well, we might say, even though it's not the same, we talk about ashe and the intent and things like that. Well, they have their own science behind that too. They take that actually out of the martial arts that's here. So you don't get the study of that. That's separate. So separately is how they put it.
I manifested that, Baba. Did you see the return of Michael Venom Page? Yes. He defeated the opponent within a minute of first round, damaged his knee with the kick.
It was so beautiful.
Yes, absolutely.
You want him to stop playing or doing what, but that's what makes him so great.
And that's his rhythm, and that's what messes the fighters up. So that's the way he works. So
like the drunken boxer dude, if y'all look him up, we talk about him.
I tell you. So Rashad Evans, who became the light heavyweight, I think he was a heavyweight champion. The first thing he went down to light heavyweight and became the champion in UFC. He started off doing that, and because all these white folks, he's showboating. He's talking about it. The reason they do that because the motherfuckers can't. They don't have the ability to do it right.
Right.
They showboat. They look like some goddamn clowns, and so they can't do it. So it's got to be bad. When the sister does, I can't see. You can't see me after the white girl. She got what do they say? Low class or whatever. Because white girl goes, the sister, she got the energy with it. Yeah, we get in the ring. She got the energy. They don't have the goddamn. They gonna say the white girl got swag. She doesn't have swag. First of all, it's old ass term. That's old. So you're saying that you don't know. You're trying to be cool and use our shit. That's old. That sister though.
Right.
The sister had the energy with her, and they know we got that energy. So when we're moving and all that, they can't stand it. They say we showboat. No, fool. We're moving like we move. That's our energy, and we're about to get ass.
We did it in wrestling.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be hurt Dana White. Dana White, all his shit getting swept by darker people. So he goes and does a whole new sport called slapping.
Right. And listen, that's okay, that's big. So, boy, you just made me forget what I had something hot. Then you said that because that's what's happening in boxing. They're letting go. The promoter's not. If we don't like, this is like if you're into boxing, it's at a dire point right now where they're actually getting rid of like Deontay Wilder. They cut him loose. Like they're not focusing on black boxers because they pushing them out because they know who the best. They know, but they want to bring something else. So they see these Caucasian boxers making their way on YouTube. They pushing black boxers out because it ain't no black promoters to like. Nobody trusts Don King no more. Like they had to. What's his name? Just went back to Don King to get a fight. And one thing I want to say too, to just talk about us having the energy. This right here, they try to contribute that to John Cena.
Right.
It comes from hip hop. That was Lloyd Banks that first did that. So it go back further than that. So all of that, they try to take everything that we do.
And actually, this here, that actually, some African wrestlers, when they do that, they're saying they're gonna put the mask over your face. I'm about to kill you. And they, here, I'm about to bury you. I'm about to bury you. They're gonna put the dirt on you, right? So all that means, so that's even done in Senegalese wrestling. So John Cena did not create this. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
Exactly. Myth number 5, John Cena did not create gun-free zones prevent gun violence. That is a myth for real, for real. Gun-free zones are areas in which, you guessed it, guns have been explicitly banned by law or banned by property owners or local authorities. The intent behind the ideal of gun-free zones is simple: to prevent gun violence and banning guns. Time and again through deadly mass shootings occur in gun-free zones. Why? Because predators intend on wreaking havoc. Like that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? They want nothing more than the ability to do something without getting shot back. What better place to do it than a gun-free zone? Right, that's what I think. The Oregon shooting happened in a gun-free zone. The Lafayette movie theater shooting happened in a gun-free zone. The Chattanooga shooting happened in a gun-free zone. The Fort Hood massacre happened in a gun-free zone.
Aren't all schools gun-free zones?
Oh, that's a good point too.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, we would say every school shooting. Yeah, makes sense. We need intelligent discourse and competent training in the possession, carrying, storing, and use of firearms without hyper emotional bullshit or straight up lies on either side of the gun control argument. Telling people guns don't hurt people, people hurt people is oversimplifying the issue and ridiculous. But telling people there are more guns in America than people is just as ridiculous. There are also more towels in America than people, more knives, more hammers, all kinds of things can kill. Do we eliminate knives, or do we get rid of folding knives or knives made of Damascus steel? Do we get rid of towels? Which ones? Beach towels, easy. So in America, most people are killed by handguns. Knives are a distant second place. In the UK, most people are killed by knives or other sharp instruments. Handguns are way distant 7th place, only 2%.
Right. So, if we're going to argue on either side, let's be intelligent with our arguments instead of just so damn emotional. But we're intelligent in everything else we're having discourse on. But on guns, it's just emotional. And the reason why is because we don't know guns. And the people that do, they're trying to defend gun control, they're being emotional because they're mad. And so guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Nobody hunts with an AR-15.
Right. Now, well, that's that other side. Nobody hunts with, you're not hunting. So why? And people are using the same goddamn shit over and over. Not being creative in their arguments, using the same goddamn, saying the same shit. The next guy.
You know what people hunt with? You out there with hunting?
And the people saying that nobody hunts with an AR or AK, you don't know because you don't hunt. You don't know the fuck they hunt with. You don't know what they hunt with.
You don't shoot animals with a 223
Winchester. A 308 Winchester can do a whole lot more damage than a goddamn AK-40. I mean, not AK-47, but AR-15.
Oh yes.
So, and that 308 Winchester is used to hunt, but it's also used to snipe motherfuckers. So stop that. And whenever you a sniper rifle, ain't no such thing. Those are all hunting rifles. So that doesn't make no sense. Any firearm can kill your ass. The number one, and they're just talking on AR-15, saying assault rifle, which does not mean assault rifle AR-15.
It does not.
It means armor light rifle. That's number one. But so people aren't using, they're not being intelligent in their argument. They don't even know what they're talking about with the firearms, y'all. But the number one firearms that kill people is handguns.
Yes, sir.
It's not AR-15 and AK-47s. So that don't even have to be, that's way down the list. That don't even have to be a discussion, really. It's the handguns that kill more people. So stop that. Know what you're talking about. Argue your points, but know what you're talking about.
Or
be intelligent. If you're going to argue about what's going on in Palestine, what's going on at Cop City, what's going on in France, God damn it, and you're intelligent with that. God damn it, know what you're talking about. Know what you're talking about, because the people deserve intelligent discourse so they can make an intelligent decision whether they're going to keep their firearm, get rid of the mugs, or whatever it's going to be. Okay. Now, I will say this on it. Talking to aunt and uncle, and they live in this beautiful neighborhood, and his whole thing, because it was emotional. He says, "I don't have any guns." I said, "Why?" He said, "But most people talking about you need to have guns. They ain't never killed nobody." I said, "That's not an intelligent argument. And you, to protect your wife, you should have a gun." Because he's not in the physical ability, he doesn't have the physical ability to defend himself otherwise. He can't go to work with a knife or machete. He can't do any of that. He can't throw a punch. He can't. He can still shoot, though. So we come up with it, and that's emotional. Well, people saying they got guns, they never killed nobody. I said, first of all, how you know? I can't say all that I said to him. But like, how do you know? So it's just we're emotional with shit, man. Let's be intelligent with our shit that counts on that our lives count on it.
Right.
Let's be intelligent in our discourse. Anyway.
Also, too, I think with our people in particular, we want to be so accepted and think of ourselves as so accepted in the wider society that when the wider society has a different view and opinion on things because things affect them different, you still want to be included, or we still want to be included. We still want to express these opinions that don't have anything to do with what's really going on in our own community. We're, like you said, emotionally affected by these things that we see on television, with school shootings and different things like that we're not thinking about how these different things that we're asking for will realistically affect us, so we just want to make sure that we're a part of that wider discourse when we need to be thinking about our community in particular.
Yes. Now, Paradu said, all guns kill, yes, but some are more efficient from a numbers perspective. Absolutely, but that has to be part of the discourse, as opposed to just demonizing rifles. But why? So it's not saying, some that they're more efficient at killing this and this and this and that. And really, all of them in the right hands are just as efficient. I can kill you from a further distance with my .308 Winchester, right, than one of my pistols, right? but I can kill you. You'd be just as dead whether I hit you 300 meters away or 75 meters away.
Oh, now you hit them with that rifle, they're gonna be dead.
Part of the conversation we have to have now. Some things, okay, I have a Mosin gun. A Mosin gun can shoot through the trunk of a tree and hit somebody on the other side. That should not be in the hands of a regular person. But they only cost $99, so they're easy to get.
If you see one, let me know, y'all.
And well, you can't hardly see them because they're so cheap, and people got them. Now, I'm in agreement. You don't need that kind of power to defend your house. And I have it because it's not just to defend my house. You know what I mean? But I'm trained with that. But so I understand that argument, man. But let's be intelligent with it. Big Pill said, yeah, I don't, I can't stand my intelligence to be undermined. Exactly. Let's speak intelligently on this shit, right? And yes, Paradu said it's be complex. Yes. So it's more than just, a sound bite.
Right.
Let's have intelligent discourse on it, because really we have to figure out what to do, because our babies are dying around the world. United States is not the number one place of terrorist activity, and then shooting children is a terrorist activity, by the way.
I just seen the lamb under your nail. Sorry.
Yes,
I saw it earlier.
So just know that you got other countries where this shit's going on too. It has to be all over the world. This shit has to be controlled. We have to find a solution, and emotions ain't gonna get it.
No, and one thing I just want to say about that is we got to take our egos out of it. Like Bible said, you may be very intelligent in other fields, and in the realm of firearms, you may not have that knowledge, that intelligence.
Right.
Don't engage. Just sit, pay attention, and get yourself info and data, and really look. And sometimes you may not know the questions to ask. You may need to get with somebody to even see what you may not know that you don't even know about firearms, about that type of thing. Because what I see more of than anything is ignorant discussions on both sides. Mm-hmm. You don't see a lot of anybody with correct information. That's like people talking about martial arts. You see a lot of unqualified people giving. I see a lot of chats, women, like say we showed it before, women asking questions, and everybody giving information is unqualified to give information. And the other thing I want to say is too about our movement, man. That's so true. What Bible was saying earlier about the way we move, not being mimicked. That's another reason why African martial arts. I don't want to hate on no other martial arts and everything, but I'm just saying. And I know we call ourselves. Some people say we're indigenous Americans. We're not African. So let me just all right. So again, melanated movement. Period. You feel it's the difference. When we wrestle, just us, the way we would head bob and be on all fours for a minute. Sometimes I don't mean nothing against white. This ain't a racial thing, but this is the truth. Just that movement would discombobulate the opponent, and sometimes they might even fall. Just trying to keep. It's almost like you dribbling. They trying to keep up with your movement. But you know what I'm saying? That's just a whole nother, but that is the true thing. I just want to say that.
So that leads into myth number 6, our final myth. I'm black, so I can
baby.
I'm black, so I can whoop any white dude. They're Asian, so they can fight. Those myths are in the same category. So those statements are totally ignorant. Because all black people can't whoop any white dude's ass now, and has no regard for the importance and value of training.
Yeah, well.
So now earlier we were talking about rhythm. That's one thing. We have that other people don't. But that you don't whoop people's ass with rhythm.
And not all black people.
And not all people got rhythm too. Yes. Now
I feel attacked.
Don't let TV and the movies lead you to underestimating others or elevating others to the level of invulnerability. on the Asian part.
Mm.
Some people believe that. I went to Whitney Young High School, and we had a martial art club. And the martial art club, you had Asian, blacks, Hispanic folks in it, white folks in it. I didn't care what they were. I was dusting them off. But the Asians didn't like that shit.
I'm sure they didn't.
Because they didn't too long had this reputation, and they've been living off of it.
Right.
Some of them don't know what they're doing, but hey, people don't want to fight an Asian because they figure they know kung fu or karate.
Mm-hmm. They already little. You gonna take that from them too?
Right? They like, damn, hey man, this our shield. You took it from us. Well, hey, don't step in this club. So anyway, they didn't like it. Specifically, the Chinese didn't like it. And you say, well, why you say? Because we have a big Chinatown in Chicago. I'm in Chicago right now, right? We have a big Chinatown in Chicago. They went and got Chinese, not just like regular Chinese dudes, Chinese so-called masters to come in and fight me, and I'm like 14, 15. I tell my father, he said, man, tear their asses up. Tear their asses up. You're going to see that they're our children.
Oh, shit.
And so now you show them they're our children. Tear their asses up. I'm like, oh, I'm only 14. This motherfucker is 45. Tear their asses up. Because they shouldn't even be coming into the martial
Right, they ought to be shamed.
They in the martial art club. I get that ass. I'm putting their asses home, embarrassed. So they get mad. They send another master. This one does Hung God. This one does praying mantis. It's all goddamn it the same to me. You got 2 arms, 2 legs, a head. And you can bleed. You can get off balance. You can get choked out. I didn't care, and so I'm giving them the business as a child, man. That's not saying that I'm better than them. It's saying the African martial arts are so much older. I see you. You can't see me. You don't know what I'm coming with, but I see you.
Right.
So they were not used to that. People weren't rear naked choking and shit back in them days.
Right. They wasn't close either.
They wasn't single-legging folks saying it's martial arts. They said, he wrestling. Goddamn right. Goddamn right I'm wrestling. If I had a knife, I'd stab you. That's all part of what we do. And they like, man, they think different. So I send them home, send them packing, man. And so people start learning, wait a minute, the Asians, okay, it's not that they the baddest motherfuckers on the block. Okay, so that was one thing.
Yeah.
And then when I was working at Club Visions. Club Vision, man, the brother got murdered. So, I'm not talking down on him, but he did have at Club Vision Gangster Night. Okay, y'all know about the brother who got murdered, Ethiopian brother. He owned several clubs in Atlanta. Well, this was one, and I worked VIP for him, right? So in VIP, he had gangster night, not like mugs coming like they gangsters. I'm talking about real gangsters. So people from the Tong, people from, I didn't even know the mafia still existed. People from the mafia there, all kinds of gangs there, Yakuza. So it was some Chinese dude from the Tong, they were there. The sister, yelling and they laughing. She comes over to me. I said, oh shit, what did happen? She said, one of the guys grabbed my ass. I said, okay, I gotta go handle it. I'm getting ready to go handle. It's a brother that's working the door. I'm looking at him to come help me. He goes outside the door, closes it. So let me know. I'm by myself because he probably thinks shit. Them Asians gonna tear him up with their kung fu. Mm-hmm. I walk up there and say, hey man, don't grab the waitress again. You're gonna have to leave. The dude grabs my wrist and all hell broke loose. Boom! Come about that. Another one grabbed, boom, throwing him and shit. I'm up on a platform with them, but I know, okay, on the platform, I can get knocked down. One dude get up, whoa, you knock him back in his seat. I don't care what you call your art. I jumped down off the thing. I said, go get security. I'm talking to the waitress because I'm by myself in this room with them. Go get the rest of them. Go get security so we can get them out of there, right? Dude jumps down. I'm like, this is from a movie. He jumps down and throws up praying mantis hands. I just look at him, walk up to him, say, man, stop. Slap him in his chest. He looked shocked. Said, go sit down there. And this is what led me to leaving the job. We get them out of there, right? And all the other muds watching. Mafia dudes, the Yakuza dudes, all of them, they watching. After I leave there, so at that time, we didn't have, me and my wife, we didn't have a car. Our car had gone down. We didn't have, so I'm catching public transportation. Well, in Atlanta, public transportation don't start until 4 o'clock. But I left there at 2:30, right? All the violence and shit, and the club was closed. I left. I'm sitting there, and so that's an hour and a half. I'm waiting. I said, man, these dudes could roll up on me and tear my ass. They could kill me now. Because now they shooting, they, whatever. They got their tools with them. They couldn't bring them in the club. I said, this is really dangerous. And I'm only getting paid $25 an hour. I'm out.
That's what led to my leaving the Blue Flame establishment.
It's dangerous. I'm like, this is dangerous as hell. I'm out. And so that's what made me leave that, man. But it showed this whole putting Asians on a pedestal like they invulnerable with their kung fu. It's a myth, y'all. Most don't do kung fu.
But can I get you to speak to rhythm versus timing?
Yes, real quick. I also want to say I'm black, so I can whoop any, because we can't do that. We can't let that get away, right? I'm black, so I can whoop any white dude. 2 things. White dude told me in the military once, he said, I can beat any black dude except you. I said, what? He said, yeah. He said, because and he was whooping brothers. We always spar with each other, right? And I hand him, so I give him the business. Other brothers, they from other, Filipino odds, boxers, whatever. He's beating them, not because of the art they did. Mindset. He said, I can beat any brother but you. I said, what the hell are you talking about? I'm taking offense. He said, no, hear me out. He said, because a black person would rather lose and look good. But you don't seem to care about that. You just want to defeat your opponent. I said, yes. So I said, that mindset is a mindset of, I don't want to lose. It's not the mindset of I want to win. It's I don't want to lose. So today, looking good, I was moving, my rhythm, I'm shaking him up. I'm doing, but then he gets choked out. He gets thrown and submitted. And that's true. That's true. You can't deny that. The other thing was a sister told me, we were watching Kathy Long fight, white woman, Kathy Long, blonde head, blue-eyed white woman. She's whooping everybody. She's a champion. She said, I could beat her. This girl had been training for like 3 months. Not with me, but with another person. The person they were calling an agent, and you trying to get us killed with him.
Oh, Lord.
So she said, I could whoop her. I said, well, why do you say that? And even he got on her about this. Like, you out your mind. She said, what color?
She's a white girl.
She said, because it's a white woman.
Yeah, white girl.
I said, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, this is a white girl. This is a white girl who bench presses 250 pounds, even though she only weighs 110. This is a white girl who runs 10 miles while breathing an aspirator.
I can't bench 250 and I can't run 5 miles.
And she's breathing with an aspirator. So she ain't just running 10 miles. She got to keep the aspirator ball up.
She
I said,
dog water out of motherfucker.
she was winning. She beat everybody. She had one problem. This one black woman she fought. She had a problem with her, and it wasn't because she's black though. The problem was she said she couldn't understand why she beat everybody in 1 or 2 rounds. It took her 3 rounds with this woman. What's going on? It's because she was pregnant. Kathy Long was the greatest woman fighter for sure, probably in the history of combat sports, and one of the greatest fighters, period. So I said, you would beat her with your 3 months of training? Get your ass out of here. You don't know what you're talking about with that, sister. I said, I love you, you're black, but you get your ass whooped if you stepped in the ring with her. That doesn't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
Yeah.
I said, even on the street, if you didn't pull a tool, she would tear your ass up. Let's be realistic about things.
Yeah.
Don't disregard training. Don't disregard the hard work that people put in.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
It's dangerous. It makes them dangerous. But you got to earn being dangerous. You know
the thing about when you untrained, they're the only people to think like that, because the first time, even just wrestling, before I went to Judo and all that, as soon as I went to wrestling and saw white boys that look like regular little scrawny ass white boys you see that you think you can whip their ass, and they can wrestle. And you realize, if you don't know at first you don't think wrestling and fighting really correlate, because you're untrained. You think it's about these. So I'm looking at these white boys and I see they can wrestle. I'm like, well, yeah, but nigga, I will beat your ass. Then when you touch hands with them, you actually touch and you realize what wrestling is. Oh, okay, this motherfucker can slam the shit out of me, but if I don't catch this motherfucker, he shoot single leg, double leg. Like, I got one chance.
Most people can shoot on you if you're throwing punches.
You don't know that if you
doing these, you might stop them.
Block that went through high school beating everybody up because he trained one thing. He would 1-2, and then he would scoop you. That's it. He coming in, boo boo, and he going for the scoop, and it worked because nobody really did that. So my whole point is, when you get in the wrestling and you see, and even Jikundo, you see, these white boys training, they can do shit.
But I'll say,
your perspective.
When you say only the untrained think that way, no.
True, you're right. I'm sorry.
A student of mine came to me and he was like, and he may have just been BSing, trying to, impress somebody, but I'm like, that's not impressive to me. Saying, no white person can beat me. I hate myself. No white person. I said, well, be prepared to hate yourself if it ever happens. And somebody has a skill, they outskill you.
Listen,
prepare for it. No white person could ever beat me. Never say that. Never say what somebody could never do to you. Never. Don't underestimate nobody, and don't overestimate and put nobody up on no damn pedestal. You just be the best you can be.
Right.
And you get down, have the determination, I'm going to have victory. Victory is not whooping ass. Victory is,
not
as Monique said, surviving
the encounter.
Escaping the encounter. It's one or the other. However you do that. Whooping ass may be included in that, but it's not necessary for it.
I want to say this too, because I suffer from, I have to watch myself even now. I've been training over 6 years, almost, I think 8 years now, with Baba. And even now I have to catch myself training saying, I want to do this. Meaning like we doing some type of sparring situation, and there's different ways you can respond to what's happening in while we training. And I see Baba respond to it a certain way, or I see Akambola respond, and I was like, that's how I want to respond to what's happening to me. But my body, my reaction, my shape, everything about me is different than from Baba and from the next person. Right. So I may want to do this. I like how that look, and I want to respond like this and do that. That's how I want to respond back. But that's not what my body want to do. And I want to fight that to look, because ultimately it's about what I want to look like. Like Bob was just saying, you have to fight that on different levels.
Most definitely. There's I remember it's probably been a little over a year now, but there was a video of a sister who I don't know if her and the white man or whatever got into an argument. It was something they got into an argument or something in a bar or something, but outside the bar, he was taunting her and got her to like hit at him. And then he just went in and I mean, he whooped on her till he got tired of whooping on her. You know, he was clearly trained, and he just provoked her, and then he just whooped her ass like just all over the place. And she was trying to do a little, something here or there or whatever. But I mean, he just beat up on this woman so much. And there are people out there waiting to try to do that type of thing. You see, that there's these people out here who are trying to provoke us, trying to get you to make a move.
Yes, they are. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's important that we train, because this whole myth is about your mentality and training yourself so that you understand what's out there and being realistic about that. So, I mean, there are people out there laying in wait.
Right. Yeah. And now, when James said these concealed carry cats, where is it? Big Till, these concealed carry cats think they Superman. Yes. Like here in Atlanta, we know people who think they're cowboys.
Yeah, bro.
They rely too much on that. That's a whole nother level of, with the gun. People are overconfident. That's another thing of watching too much TV, watching too much, movie. Watching John Wick. John Wick was just out. Mothers think they John Wick out here. John Wick ain't John Wick. So
the shit I ever heard today, right there, John.
You talk about people out here waiting. They've gotten training, not long, from people that teachers that have bad character, because you should be able to weed people out like that. And all students, when they first come, they say, I wish somebody would. Now, if a dude say, I wish a woman would, he crazy as shit. But they're saying, I wish somebody would. And really, we have to be careful saying that, because you didn't qualify. I wish somebody would. And a lot of people saying, I wish a nigga would. That means you trying to move on your own people. We're not niggas. I don't use that. But when you say nigga, you send a black person in your head. And so I wish a nigga would. You wish a black person would do something so you could screw them up with this. I had a student tell me, and I kicked him out of class. And I can't wait to go back to work. I said, well, where you work at? In the jail. I said, oh, Lord. I said, what do you mean? Use this. I said, man, get your shit. Get the fuck out of here. You're waiting to use this. And our people are unjustly imprisoned. So it's more of us. You're talking about us. You ain't gonna put your hand on a white prisoner. You're scared it's gonna happen to your ass. So you'll do that. You can't wait. And so I've trained you to do that. Get the fuck out of here. I done messed up long enough. I won't mess up a second longer. You're looking, upset. I said, you better get out of here. I'm not one of those prisoners. And if I was, even though I was, you'll catch one up in here. I'm going to do to you, if you don't leave, everything that those prisoners want to do to you. Mm-hmm. Everything you've done to one of those prisoners, I'm going to give it back to you. Get your ass out of here. Leave it. I can both out looking. What? Why is he leaving? What happened? What?
Oh, man.
So like Bola got that was shot. He went super British on me.
Hey,
What happened?
I don't want you to forget about the rhythm versus
timing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay.
Who is that clown in the thumbnails of this video? Apprentice ass. That was Melee.
What?
Dress up, and you know the handstand. No, I don't know who that clown is. I don't know who that clown. So the difference between rhythm and timing. Rhythm is being able to move with what is going on in your way. So my rhythm ain't necessarily Ominique's rhythm, right? And so I'm moving. When people talk about move to the beat of your drum, when I'm moving to a specific rhythm. And rhythm in combat for us is I'm trying to get you in that rhythm. So you move in your rhythm in my rhythm. I get you moving in my rhythm, right? And then I break my rhythm. Now I got you. You moving with me. That's what jinging and capoeira does. You jinging, and somebody, I don't know why they would, but they jinging with you. If you break that, I don't know if they do that in capoeira, but I do believe that's the origins of it because it's so rhythmic, right? You're moving here, boom, 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 and then you break it while they still moving on it. Now they're vulnerable. That's what doing rhythm for us is. That is a setup for us. Now I'll talk another level of rhythm is when I'm striking. So somebody strikes at me, right? Everything moves at a cadence. Everything's at a cadence. I move everything at a cadence, right? So it'll be right, but I may, and then they move, right? So it's always based on how you move. So you can move start learning at rhythms to learn how to flow too. Simple one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That right? With just 1, 2, 3. So hit to the side of the neck, hit to the side to the temple, hit to the other side of the neck. Or hit to their arm, hit to their arm, hit to their arm. In Filipino arts, they call that sinawali, weaving. We just call it flowing, right? So, right? I just went 1, 2, 3. It can be or which I just did, which is how I was strike, boom, and then boom, bang, right? So I went, boom, I went 1, 2, 3, just so you can see it. Boom, I hit down, boom. Their hands coming down, and then come up under their chin. That. That's all I did. 1, 2, 3, bang, bang. But it's on your cadence. I can go dang, 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 dang. Now you know what that is. Dang, 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 dang. I can teach you like that. Dang, 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 dang. And that's the whole thing. That's how you do it, right? And so that's my rhythm, the way I move. Somebody else may not be able to move like that. They move on their rhythm. Timing is I am able to move based on how you move, but not in your rhythm. So your rhythm is this. That means nothing for timing.
But as soon as I strike, you got time.
Timing comes in. So if you're doing this, that's good. You haven't done anything to threaten me. At the moment that you attack, timing is combat speed.
Yes, that's what I was waiting for.
So the moment that you attack, so this, that's speed. Combat speed is how would I do that in relation to you when you strike?
Right. I'm coming forward and you catch it and
right and hit you. That's combat speed.
That's timing.
That's timing. Or you punch, I come out that, hit you in your liver and turn, come down, like kneel down and catch your legs and throw you. Boom. That was a common thing I used to do all the time. All the time. Little fella tell you, I used to catch little fella with that all the time. He punched, I come up, hit to that liver, so he shook up. As I hit to the liver, I keep turning, catch his legs, and throw over. Oh! And I would always do that in honor of my father, because that was one of his favorite things to do. So that is timing. If you ever want to, I have a video. If you look up, I think it's called Combat Timing. It's 2 videos: Combat Timing 1, Combat Timing 2. It's old. I did it many years ago. Me and Akin Bovala. A lot of people watching it, right? I mean, a lot of people watched it. Like, I don't know, 20,000 people. I don't know what the hell it is, but or more. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. But it's popular. Who's thinking on Voodoo?
You know,
Somebody's computer. I keep hearing that. But anyway, what in the world? So that is combat timing. Combat speed, excuse me. That's what the video is called, combat speed, which is timing. Okay.
and that is the difference from rhythm and timing. And that was for James, who had that question. He didn't know he had that question, but he did have that question.
Oh, cool.
Exactly.
Let me see. I'm trying to get smooth my cadence like Baba. Hey, it's all it is, just training. Just keep training and you'll be able to do it. I'm 55 now. When I was 35, 25, oh gosh. My timing is better, but my combat speed was just beastly back in those days. It was crazy. But my time is better now because I've learned more now.
Teresa273 says she's been lurking and listening. Thank you. All this was great and very helpful information. All right. We're glad you have been checking us out.
Good. Well, like, share,
welcome.
Tell your friends. Tell
Dirt Bike Hustler, we
friends,
appreciate you in there too. I ain't seen you before. Apprentice. Got a couple new folks in there.
Eugene May said, what about gun laws? In which state?
Oh, excuse me. If you wonder about gun laws, you should watch our show.
Yes. The episode we dealt with.
Eugene is in California, he mentioned today when Belay was talking about the flooding.
Oh, okay.
So, California, Illinois, the largest cities, New York, have very strict gun laws. Very strict. In Illinois, I used to know the gun laws for all the states. I really need to study those again, to be honest. But in Illinois, if you aren't even supposed to have a firearm unless you are security or police. You cannot have a firearm on you at all unless you are police or security that is on duty. If it's in your vehicle in Illinois, not just Chicago, but I say Chicago because it runs Illinois. But in Illinois, if you have a gun in your vehicle, the firearm and the ammo has to be separate, including the magazine you may have or whatever it may be, right? It has to be separate from the actual tool. And when I say
it was like that in Georgia until recently.
Now Georgia's so free now. So in Georgia, you don't even have to have a license to buy a firearm. I think that's ridiculous. You can just go to a store, gun store. They ain't calling the FBI to check on you. So they say you're not supposed to possess a firearm if you're a felon. But if they're not doing the check, they don't know what you are. It used to be felons would get their girlfriend to buy or wives to buy the firearm. And it'd be in their girlfriend or wife's name. Okay. Now you can just walk into a goddamn place and let me get that there. They'll sell it to you.
Hey man, as melanated people in this behind enemy lines, all I'm gonna tell y'all is that, personally, I'm gonna make sure I'm straight. If I was a felon, 7 times, I don't care what I was, I'm gonna make sure.
I just said that felons.
No, you're right. Yeah, exactly.
I think there may be a felon on this broadcast, but they may have gotten their spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend or something to buy tools for them. I ain't saying I'm no felon. I ain't saying Belay no felon. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is I ain't saying Belay or me is a felon.
No.
But there's a reason why somebody on this broadcast is called the whirlwind of death. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
You're just gonna put me out there like that, Baba? Really? So both of y'all have had a little bit of hatred in this particular broadcast. I
wanted to be the whirlwind of death, but you got that title, so man,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm envious.
It's the male ego, man. You know,
right? And you should have put that under your thing, whirlwind of death.
I know. Oh, believe me, it will be
whirlwind. You got to put whirlwind under there.
Yeah, well,
Big Sid is right. She was going to explain that, but that was actually the show before. But we ran out of time today, so you know what I mean.
Big Sid said, "Wait, you promised to explain the name." Oh, we only got 10 minutes. We ain't got time now.
Yeah, we ran out of time.
It's too long of a story.
See, it takes too much time. Sorry about that,
Right.
Big Sid.
It also puts too much of my business out there, you know.
That is a devastating. I was thinking the same thing, y'all. When he said that liver shot then flip over, I was like, wait a minute, I got to give him to show me how exactly the steps of that, because that's a devastating combo right there.
Wait, liver shot and flipped over. I ain't never flipped in the air.
No, you flipped the person up. You
So I can when I'll be back in town in a couple of days. I'll just say that. So next word class, it'll be live. I can show that.
Now, this is the thing with that, James. It depends on where you at. You said if you're a felon, you can't be in the house with a gun, even your spouse. That's actually that may be in Chicago or something, because
no. You mean you can't? So if I'm a felon, I can't live with somebody that got a gun? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's kind of sketchy. I don't know. I'm reading what James.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that for Illinois, but I know. Okay, so say if somebody breaks in the house and I shot them with my not a shotgun,
right?
They fly out the door. I'm in trouble because I didn't kill them in my house. Illinois is crazy with that. Mm-hmm. So I shoot them, boom, catch them, and pull them inside. That's what I had to do. They had to be in this house, otherwise.
Yeah, because
I can get in trouble.
In Georgia,
he said he is talking about Illinois.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't. So, are you saying that if I'm in the house and Ominiki comes to visit and she got a piece on her, I can't. She got to get up out of here because I ain't no felon, but just saying, if Ominiki over here, the whirlwind of death,
my felonious history,
right? With her felonious history, no, seriously, I didn't know that.
Y'all might want to look into that when it comes into self-defense, because when it comes to using a firearm, because I see somebody else saying, yeah, that's in Jersey too. I thought it was even in those situations.
But I mean, what you're saying, yes, and what do they mean? Are they meaning, okay, if they have firearms here and Joe is a felon, he can't be here?
Yeah, because he wouldn't know.
Right. That's what I'm.
So this is technical, and this is why law is interpretation. This is how they get you, because that's tricky. It's self-defense.
But there's also no ignorance. How's it said? No ignorance in the face.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Yeah, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So if Joe came in this house and there are firearms in his house, he could be in trouble because ignorance of the law is no excuse. He said, I didn't know, but he wasn't ignorant of the law. He didn't know he was ignorant of firearms here.
Right, that's different, and that's why that can be. You can get past that. You can fight that.
But I think the people who make those laws don't really care.
But the people who have Joe, they know Joe's a felon. If they have him in the house, can they be in trouble? Because they know they got firearms, but they also had Joe in the house who's a felon.
Well, that's the reason that all is because how do you know? I know that Joe's a felon. You know what I'm saying?
That too, yeah.
So
okay.
Yes.
iManifesto says he's saying that the New Jersey has that law about shooting the intruder and them, I guess, falling out of the house.
Many states are like that. Many states are like that.
Yeah, so you better drag them back in. Well, don't drag them. If you drag them, so no, so just so you know, livor mortis shows.
Right.
You drag a person, they can tell by the way the blood has pooled in their legs how far you drag them. Not just that you drag them, how far you drag them. You better snatch them up, bring them in, boom, throw them, and let them die in your house.
Now, we're not advocating for you to do
I'm just saying, scenario, just scenario. I'm just speaking, I'm just talking.
Yeah. This is hypothetically, of course.
I think we are advocating that. We are not advocating going to jail for something.
I'm not advocating going to prison. God damn, I'll say this: somebody kicks the door in your house. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do to protect your family and yourself. And do what you gotta do to not go to jail either. Do what you gotta do.
Yep, stay chiseled.
That's what I was getting at earlier when I was joking. You know what I'm saying? Felony or non-felony, I'm going to do what I need to do. And that's what y'all should be thinking about,
Right. Allegedly. That's what you're going to do.
Allegedly, I would be doing what I
Because, just protect yourself and yours. Hey, my buddy moved to Atlanta and BCM a cop a few years ago and killed somebody coming out of his house. Y'all remember that? Hey, I don't remember nothing about nobody killing. Nothing.
In the immortal words of that great American Cameron when he played the part of Mitch and Paid in Full, niggas get killed every day, B. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't remember. Motherfucker just died yesterday. Like people getting killed every day.
Every day, B. I don't know. Bilay's gaming chair looks comfy. Allegedly.
Well, this is very comfortable. I want to say it is. I don't game. What I do is I don't game. I repossess furniture and other things from tenants.
I know you don't game because you ain't showed up for 2 episodes of Africans Playing RPG. It hit me back about it. So yes,
we had so much fun last time too.
Yes, we did. So last time on Africans Playing RPG, just a real quick thing. It was the sisters playing, and it was great. They went and liberated some sisters who were enslaved in Decatur by white slavers that turned the town basically into
oh my goodness.
The whole town it was Dixie flags everywhere, and they end up liberating an enslaved sister who was forced to live as a brother by this white dude because he wouldn't give her sex. She said she had sexual dementia. She made up. I ain't never heard no sexual dementia. So she wouldn't have sex with him. So he made her work as his boy, his houseboy.
This is a very interesting story, yeah.
And they liberated her. It's very
and more to come.
More to come.
I'm gonna have to get back into that African playing
RPG. So it's African playing RPGs. But anyway,
and that's on Tuesday evening.
Yes, Tuesday evenings at 7
p.m.
And I'm not trying to further my movie career. I will be joining up with the Africans Playing RPG.
So, if there are no questions, are there questions? If there are no questions, we'll get ready to close out. But we got 2 minutes. Really, there's no specific time that we have. I don't know if they plan on having some after BPM plays a lot, especially now. There's been a lot of different things out there, great things for you to watch and learn from, right? So pretty much every day things are coming out. New shows are coming up. So keep your eyes open for stuff. And we plan on going out in the field this year. going out and talking to folks, and, interviewing them, asking can they really defend themselves, and seeing what they say, and kind of testing that with some folks. So we may be in your town doing that.
Yes.
For me, we left Virginia, came home from Virginia, left right out, and came to Chicago.
They're doing a baby tour. They're doing a world tour with the baby.
Right, the world with the baby, taking the baby around to meet everybody and stuff. And so it's been cool. Only came back a day or so when we came back from Virginia, and then right back out. So we'll be back, but we'll be in town for a minute this time because I got some things I want to do with Warrior Class, and we'll be discussing that later, probably in the next episode. So,
Baba.
Yes.
Big Till said, didn't know there was Tuesday RPG night on BPM. And
well, no, it's not on BPM.
Right. iManifesto says this is a channel now, African RPG.
Yeah, African Playing RPGs is a channel, yes. So that's a channel, and we plan on that growing because hell, we pretty much got 24 hours, but so if people got ideas, it can it could be board games, it could be spades, like Belay wanted to do his spade show. That could be on the show, on the channel. So we're growing that, we're growing the channel as it goes. It's not on BPM, but a lot of folks that's on BPM are on the show. So join us, and it's cool. Yeah, on Tuesday, 7 p.m. EST.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, well.
And there's a reason, for me with RPGs. RPGs are people play chess to learn strategy and things. RPG teaches you strategy as well, but also teamwork.
Yeah, communication.
Right.
Communication. It also teaches improvisation.
Very much so.
And that's good for any warrior. You have to be able to improv.
Yes. It's never going to go as planned.
Never. James says he's coming to the well, we don't have a dojo, we call it Elay, but I understand. Thank you, James, to the dojo to train one day. Thank you. Please. And that shows the power of marketing. Most people say dojo for martial arts.
Seafood, dojo, belts. Right. That's marketing. Right. Less than 10% or 11% even use some of those terms and stuff. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
But we getting there. We're going to get there.
Look, it's the power of film. Film and television. You can't really find a television show that has never had martial arts on it.
Listen.
Never. You can't find soap operas, whatever. It's going to have some martial arts in there somewhere at some point. Comedy shows. Y'all remember Steve Urkel did a whole Bruce Lee thing where he fought these cats. He looked like Bruce Lee.
Look here. Before we go, y'all, I need y'all to envision the night when you go to sleep. African martial arts movies showing African martial arts and we're gonna put this thing on. You know what I'm saying?
That's another goal for this year. Yes,
we're gonna
even if it's a short film, that's a goal for this year.
I get
all right, y'all. So yes, Elay, yes. Oh, Miniki wrote that. Yeah, Elay. It's cool, James. It's cool. It's all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You learn by asking questions.
ILE, Elay is how that's pronounced.
Which
basically means house. So it's Ogunile, which means house of war, house of Ogun. Okay. Not the god Ogun. Ogunile. So it's Ogun, the god is Ogun. Ogun is war. Ogun is herbs.
Medicines.
They're all related. They're all spelled the same, but they have different tones. Okay. So Ogun Ile is the house of war. Okay. All right, you all. We will see you all back next week. Be safe out there. Love y'all.
Absolutely.
Love yourself enough to train. Stay black, whatever it is you may be. Peace.
Send us any show ideas you may have.
Absolutely.
We safe
right.
out here.
Be safe, y'all. Peace.
Ooh.